listening to Fountain of Thought with your host, Dennis Fountain. One small step for man, one giant leap for America. Today's special guest star, Sonny Rain.
Welcome, everyone, to the premiere episode of Fountain of Thought, where we'll talk about anything and everything. And I am joined by my best friend, Sonny Rain, who's here keeping me company today. Sonny, how you doing today?
I've got gas. No, literally, I have gas.
Is it in your vehicle or?
No. You're going to find out soon.
I am.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have the air freshener handy? Just in case.
Hello, everybody.
Okay. This is the show that talks about anything and everything, and you want to follow us on Twitter at TalkFOT or Facebook, facebook.com/Fountain of Thought. As the shows progress, those two contacts will be extremely important because that's how we're going to communicate with the public. So, as I mentioned, Sonny Rain's here, and Sonny is my best friend since the late 80s. Sonny and I met through a mutual friend, started DJing together, and have been inseparable ever since.
Those two guys.
I am that guy, and you are this guy. Yes, okay. So, we're going to start things off talking about fake news and internet scams, those things that you click that you don't want to click because the headline is just so enticing. And normally what happens is you could get an email, or most of the time you're on a website like you said, and you had said, what did you see? Something about Tom Brady or something?
Before we go any further, you better throw out the disclaimer.
Oh, yes, the disclaimer. This show contains adult contents, adult themes, and adult language.
Shit.
So viewer discretion is advised.
Viewer discretion. Viewer discretion.
Listener discretion.
Advised.
Listener discretion, because we're not on YouTube yet. We can't afford that. We can't afford that yet.
Excellent
There's no
job.
Cameras yet. But in the future, we may have cameras. Yeah,
But in the meantime, viewer discretion.
Viewer discretion is advised, yes. All right. So, you were saying just the other day you saw something that you wanted to click on. What was that?
Yeah, I don't care what sites you go to. You will see these little ads on the side, and they'll have ridiculous headlines like Tom Brady found dead. And you're like, wow, I was just on every sporting website there is, and nobody mentioned it there. But, gee, this must be correct because it's the Internet.
It's on the Internet.
I should click it. I should click it and be a dumbass.
Tom Brady, was he deflated?
He was deflated. His spirits were deflated.
His spirits were deflated.
Yeah.
So you see all these things all the time, and it's very similar to the old days when you would look at the National Enquirer and things like that, and it'd say UFO lands on White House lawn. Everyone knew it was crap. I mean, everybody knows that. But just because it's on the Internet, everybody thinks, well, my God, this must be real. And nothing...
The only thing that's real is wrestling.
Wrestling. That's real.
That's it.
It really hurts.
Wrestling is real.
Wrestling is real. It really hurts. Okay.
And Santa Claus.
Yes.
Merry Christmas, by the way.
Merry Christmas, because if you don't believe, you shan't receive. You look at these things, and especially on Facebook, it drives me nuts about all these people. They'll forward these things, and it could be anything from, like, dialing 4115 will track your cell phone, and the people click on it and they share it. And the one, you must see this a lot, the one that says, repost this and you can't use my Facebook status, and Facebook will eliminate you and delete you if you don't, and all these things, and all these morons. Sorry if you happen to be one of the morons, but all of these morons repost this crap over and over again.
Please send this out to everybody in your address book, or your penis is going to fall off.
Yeah, it drives me nuts. It's absolutely insane about all of this stuff.
But the most insane part is people believe it.
Yeah, they do.
Because it's the Internet.
Because it's on the Internet. Yeah, exactly. So what's happening now is, because it's on the Internet and people believe it, this is starting to become real news, hence the fake news stuff. And what's happened primarily in the last couple of days is that this pizza place in Washington, D.C., this guy terrorized them, came in with an AR-15 type rifle, and shot up the place. And he shot up the place because he believed that Hillary Clinton and the Clintonites were performing sex acts on children. I kid you not. This guy tried to self-investigate this, and he's Edgar Madison Welch, 28 years old, from Salisbury, North Carolina. And, of course, all the crazies have three names, yes. So this moron drives from South Carolina all the way up to Washington, D.C. with a vehicle packed of weapons. He had handguns and assault rifles and all this stuff because he's going to self-investigate and he's going to free all these children that are enslaved in these dungeons in the pizza place.
So he drove all the way up from South Carolina.
Yeah.
With these guns in his car.
Yes.
But if he had had him gift wrapped, they would have caught him. We'll get to that a little later.
Yes, if they were gift wrapped, he probably wouldn't pulled over immediately. Yes,
yes,
and of course he obeyed every traffic law because he didn't get stopped for that. That also, watch like Cops or all those shows. Doesn't that amaze you that the amount of people that get busted just because they didn't use a blinker? They have a license plate light out. It's incredible. If you're gonna rob something, if you're gonna commit a crime, maybe you want to check your vehicle first. All the lights working.
Pay attention, folks. That's crime 101.
Yeah,
Make sure your vehicle is working correctly.
Yeah, just amazing.
So he drives up from South Carolina.
He drives up from South Carolina to Washington. And this all was predicated by some posts on Reddit. And I have some of these that I'll read for you. But some of them I can't find because they've been taken down due to the nature of the post. But BuzzFeed reported that the idea of pedophilia ring was masterminded by Clinton and started with a post on Facebook from Carmen Katz, K-A-T-Z. And that post read, "My New York Police Department source said it's much more vile and serious than classified material on Wiener's device." Unquote for a minute. This all started with the WikiLeaks releasing John Podesta's emails and all those DNC emails and things. Back to quoting the Facebook post, the email detailed the trips made by Wiener, Bill and Hillary on their pedophile billionaire friend's plane, the Lolita Express. Yup, Hillary has a well-documented predication for underage girls, and Mr. Wiener just could not bear to see those details deleted. We're talking an international child enslavement sex ring. Not even Hillary's most ardent supporters and defenders were able to excuse this. So this guy reads this, and he's thinking maybe there's something to this. First of all, if you have a post and it's from Wiener, no. I mean, Wiener, yeah, you know where I'm going with that.
You said Wiener.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wiener. You said Wiener.
So the David Goldberg tweeted at David Goldberg NY. Rumors stirring in the New York Police Department that Huma Abedin's emails point to a pedophile ring, and Hillary Clinton is at the center of it. So these and other posts go out, and this guy really believes what's going on. And the gist of this fake theory is that Podesta's email used the word pizza several times. And unbeknownst to me, pizza is code word for pedophilia. Did you know that?
No, that's a first for me.
Yeah, so if you call Domino's and you say, I want extra sauce in my pizza, you better be careful.
You don't know what you're getting.
You don't know what you're getting. Yeah, exactly. So it accuses Comet Ping Pong Pizza in Washington, D.C., that they had secret rooms in their basement in which Clinton and her allies kidnapped and imprisoned children to be sexually abused, tortured, and even sacrificed to Satan. So,
while people were selling pizzas on the first,
yeah, they were selling pizzas.
That sounds believable.
You have to have a cover. I mean, you just can't open up a sex ring and put a glowing neon sign in the window. It's just not going to work.
No.
So you have to have a cover. Yes.
And why not pizza?
Why not pizza?
Because it doesn't mean pizza.
It doesn't mean, and things happen all the time, and I don't know these words. Pizza just doesn't mean what it used to be. So he goes in with a shotgun and he starts shooting. Luckily, no one was injured, no one was hurt, and he did end up surrendering to police. But first of all, he's got to have some screws loose to do this. But why on earth does he believe this? And then why on earth are these so-called legitimate websites continuing this. It's asinine that they would produce something without checking it, without fact-checking it, without researching it, without doing any investigation whatsoever. They just decide on a whim that, oh yeah, this must be real. Let's go ahead and let's post this on our website. Everyone's going to click on it, and we'll get rich off of the clicks.
But that's what's going on in America today.
Yeah.
We're not liable for our news anymore. We want to just, we got a story, we'll run with it first. If
Zingers.
we're wrong, then we'll just retract it.
Yeah, it's all zingers.
But in the meantime, you got people out there that are so confused, or only heard the first report and didn't hear the retraction, or nobody really truly knows what's going on.
And then they don't believe the retraction. Oh, well, the government.
It must be a cover-up.
Yes, it's a conspiracy. Exactly.
It comes out of Area 51.
Yeah. So Pizzagate was trending on Facebook and Twitter. So it was huge.
Why is everything a gate now? Inflate-a-gate.
Deflate
Spygate.
Yeah, Spygate.
Pizzagate.
Yeah, well, you got to gate it somewhere.
How about Watergate?
Yeah. What? Watergate? What's that? So so the pizza place took a big hit, and like I said, luckily no one was injured. They community rallied around them and said that they're going to give them their business and they don't have a problem with that. And the Comet Pizza rep said, what happened today demonstrates that promoting false and reckless conspiracy theories comes with consequences. He hopes that those involved in fanning these flames will take a moment to contemplate what happened here today and stop promoting these falsehoods right away. I don't think that's going to happen because nobody gives a crap anymore. Like we said, it's all about publicity and fame and, what we can do. In a similar instance, this woman in New York City, Yasmin Seweld, or I apologize if I'm crucifying her name, but she needs to be crucified. She said that she was harassed by 3 drunk white men who called her a terrorist and told her to get the hell out of America. She claimed that one of the men attempted to remove her hijab and that the other passengers on the subway did nothing about it, and that she was accosted. And she said, no matter how cultured or Americanized I am, these people don't see me as American. So BuzzFeed, New York Daily News, all of the local television stations in New York City ran with this. That Donald Trump supporters are attacking Muslims. And not one person decided to investigate this at all until the police became involved. So the police investigate, and they decide that they can't find any truth to what she's saying. And it turns out that she eventually recanted. She is being charged, but she recanted, and do you know why she recanted? Because she made up the story because she was having problems at home and wanted the attention. So this loser decides that, her life is more important than other people's lives, and what everyone says doesn't matter to her. And the media just goes with it. They just say, sure, let's just run with it.
Yep.
Incredible. It's just...
Let's be the first.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
If we're first and it scores, bingo, good for us. If it doesn't, we'll put a retraction out.
Yeah.
But they should be held accountable for that.
They should. They should be held accountable. She should be held accountable. She's being criminally charged. But the fact of the matter is that... you can't yell fire in a burning building.
Well, that's okay. I mean, that's basically fueling terrorism, right there.
Exactly. Yeah, it is.
Because you are saying it's a racial hate crime.
Yep.
Against and it didn't happen. So you're putting that thought in people's heads. And again, by reporting it first, some people may not have heard it's a fake story.
Yeah, you don't hear the rest of it because it makes headlines, and so all of a sudden it's the news of the day.
And the next thing you know, somebody else is doing the same thing in retaliation.
Right. Yeah.
Irresponsible.
Yes, completely. And so that's grown. It's becoming bigger and larger, and that just keeps getting way out of hand. And I don't know when it's going to end. I don't think it will end. I think that it's going to get bad before it gets worse. But these so-called news agencies need to stop this. And even like the New York Daily News. Come on, they should know better than that. All right, BuzzFeed maybe. Onion News and BuzzFeed. All right, I don't want to put them down, but I mean, as far as the gold standard in news reporting, they're not it. I mean, let's just look at
they're not going to win that award for journalism.
Right, exactly. Well, and that's the other thing. People need to realize there's a difference between news and opinion. And so many news agencies, news networks, all of these people are reporting their opinion, and they're reporting it as news. It's not news. Your opinion is not news. My opinion is not news, although it's right all the time. It's not news.
You will learn to understand that if Dennis wants your opinion, he'll give it to you.
Yes, I'll ask for it. Yes, so I don't care what maybe I do care what your opinion is, but it's your opinion. It's not news. It doesn't make it real. And all of these so-called talk shows are going about this, and it's making all these news headlines. It's not news. Who gives a crap what Whoopi says or what anyone else says? It's not news, and it should be reported that way. It's not news. I have this what I'm going to call the quote of the show, and there is a news opinionator, I guess. He's on Fox News, and he's also host of the Greg Gutfeld Show. And Greg Gutfeld, I burst out laughing when I heard this quote. And you haven't heard it yet, so I'm going to play it for you. And you're going to listen to this, and you're going to get a kick out of this, all right? So this is a quote from Greg Gutfeld.
New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio is offering city workers counseling for those feeling distressed or vulnerable following the election of Donald Trump. Yes, it's therapy because Trump won. Now, I get seeing my taxes go to help the poor, but to soothe the wimps? So while this jackass of a mayor treats mental illness, fake mental illness, what about the real stuff? Look out your damn window, Mayor dumbass. The city's homeless population is exploding. Even as the temperatures drop, bodies line the streets like some dystopian postcard from Snake Plissken. Most of these people are mentally ill or drug addicted. 1 million people in the city have substance abuse problems, which leads to liver disease, hepatitis, and HIV. God forbid you OD or suffer cardiac arrest on the street. With Manhattan's traffic, you'll die where you drop. Well done, Mayor. You're culling the herd the old-fashioned way. Since we've abandoned institutionalization to help those who can't help themselves, self-satisfied progressives champion murderous neglect as some sort of enlightened freedom. We ignore the insane in their private hell until they push tourists in front of trains. But hey, let's offer workers paid counseling because Trump's win threatens to undermine their vegan book club. Oh, God, what a jerk.
I love you, Greg. That's awesome. Mayor dumbass.
Unbelievable.
Now, see, that's opinion. And I have no problem with that. It's not news. Should that make the headlines? No. But it's an opinion, and I like that opinion. Say it like it is, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, all right. So we want to hear what you think about the show. We want to hear about your suggestions for the show, and you can do that on Twitter at TalkFOT, or, of course, you can always do that through Facebook. It's facebook.com/Fountain of Thought.
Back to your the quote you just played.
Yes.
A little trivia for you.
Yeah.
Who's Snake Plissken?
Snake Plissken. He had two: Escape from New York and Escape from L.A.
You are such a geek. That's why I love you, man.
Yes. Now, which is better? I like the New York. I don't like the
New York by far.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Had a good all-star cast in there, huh?
Yeah. Before they were all big stars.
Yeah. That was a good movie.
Escape from New York, starring Kurt Russell.
Yes. Yeah.
Check it out at your nearest theater back in 1970 something.
And Ernest Borgnine.
Yeah.
Yeah. For those of you that don't know it, go ahead and Google it. You may be surprised. Any final thoughts before we move on from fake news? Of any final opinions from that great mind of yours?
No, I was instructed that if you needed my opinion, you'd give it to me.
I'd ask you for you. I'm asking. I am asking. So Sonny and I have been together for quite some time. We met in the late '80s through a mutual friend, and we have been inseparable ever since. We've been DJ partners, which. For those of you that don't know, you want to tell your DJ story?
Which DJ story?
The one who didn't know what it meant?
Oh, dear Lord.
See, this goes to stupid people, and I apologize if you are a stupid person or a moron out there, but you need to be told that you are
Sometimes
stupid
you wonder
and
if it should be classified as a disease.
Yes.
Stupidity. Yeah, I went through a drive-through window, and the young lady on the thing, she had a really nice disc jockey voice. So I told her, I says, you really ought to go into radio. I said, you have a really good disc jockey voice. And she goes, oh, thank you. And I went back a couple of other times, and I commented again. And she says, really? You really think that? I said, yeah. I said, hey, I've been a DJ for years. She goes, believe it or not now. What's a DJ?
What's a DJ?
I said, disc jockey. That's what that means? And then turns to a coworker and says, did you know that DJ stood for disc jockey? I said, holy shit. Smack my head.
Yeah, well, nothing surprises me anymore these days.
Oh, no, how about the clerk? I go up to and it's 75% off. 75% off. And I bring all these things up and I'm watching the ring the prices on the little screen. And I'm like, I said, dear, that's not 75% off. You know what her answer was?
Close enough.
I don't know how to do percentages, so I just make up my own prices.
Makes up her own prices.
And
in a store.
Yeah. And here's the kicker.
Yeah.
She's the store manager.
The store manager.
Yeah.
She doesn't know how to use a calculator?
Oh, no. I said, do you have a calculator? She was just that little thing. I said, well, give it to me. I said, look, all you have to do is say the product is $10, put in $10 times 75%. Boom. I said, that's what you take off the price. She looked at me like I had 3 eyes and 2 noses. So I had to proceed to tell her the percentage of each item.
Well, try going to a store and say if your product comes to $10.15 and you give them a $20 bill. And then you go, oh wait a minute. Here's a quarter. I'll give you a quarter.
Forget it. I already punched it in the register. I already punched it in the register. Can't do that.
No, nobody can count change anymore. They can't count backwards. They can't add. They can't subtract.
They can't use regular clocks on the
Can't
wall.
use an analog clock. Yeah, no analog clocks.
Some
they
of
only
these
know
young
digital.
people, you say, oh, what time is it? And you say, oh, it's 3:15. What?
Half past. What? Half what? Yeah. Yeah.
I was, I don't mean to date us as far as how old we are.
No, you don't want to date me.
No,
I'm already married.
I don't want to date you.
Yeah, no, don't date me.
No, he's got a nice wife and 3 beautiful girls.
Yeah.
I, on the other hand, I'm a drunken loser that never got married. That is what you call me, right? Loser?
No, only to your face.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Not behind my
No,
back.
not behind your back.
Then I'd be insulted.
No, not behind your back. No.
Never behind my back.
Never behind your back. No.
Okay, so where was I saying? Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm in this antique shop, and I'm standing there, and one of the vendors in there had one of the old rotary style phones, tabletop ones. Yeah, and this little girl comes walking in with her mom, and she goes, "Mommy, look at this. How does this work?" I said, "Wow!" Just at that instant, I'm old.
Well, who has landlines these days?
I know.
I mean, very few people actually have landlines.
You see the size of the Verizon phone book now?
Yeah.
It's getting thinner and thinner. Pretty soon it's just going to be a pamphlet.
Actually, a couple months ago I just got one, and I was amazed at that. But it still has my phone number that I haven't had that phone number 15 years, I think. It was an old fax number that I had, and it still has that number listed, and it was never my phone number to begin with, but it just goes to show you what wonderful people they have working at Verizon. It's just... But the idiocracy of people.
That's just not Verizon. It's just everywhere.
It's everywhere. Yeah.
There's no pride in your work anymore.
None.
There's no doing the best you can. It's just let's get it done as quickly as possible and get out of here.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know?
And you don't pay me enough for that.
And you know what? We could go on forever on this, but this is going to be a topic for another show.
Yeah.
And that's just the way society itself, where we're headed.
The idiocracy of America.
Idiocracy. And if you all want to preview what we're talking about, go out and get the movie Idiocracy.
Yep.
And as ridiculous as it might seem, you're going to walk away going, yeah, that's scary.
That's going to happen, yeah.
Because it is exactly where we're headed.
I agree completely, yeah.
Because we're taking more and more for granted. We're letting computers do more and more things for us. We can't do anything ourselves. We don't want to get up. We want to run the whole world with a remote control in the right hand and a beer in the other and a joint hanging out our lips. Now, apparently
Only
now...
in Massachusetts, though. Massachusetts, Maine,
right.
California, where else?
Well, I don't know, but
Minnesota?
the rest of you will have to close your shades.
Yeah.
Well, no, but that's going to be a good topic to talk about because it's out of hand.
Well, and look at the technology. Is it good or is it bad? You were talking about Alexis the other day and OK Google and all of these things that just talk. You don't have to move. You don't have to touch anything. You just talk.
Technology, I've said this for you for years. Technology, for every good piece of technology we get, it takes away something we've had as a staple.
Yeah. Yeah.
Case in point, when the VCR came out, it was a great invention. It killed the drive-in theater.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I mean, why? Because the drive-in theater was a place you went to. Some people went to watch the movie, but for a lot of people, it was a social gathering or a hot date spot to get away from parents or whatever. Well, now we can just go down to our basement and put a movie on the VHS. And
what are you doing in your basement?
Well, you know.
Yeah. What are you? Okay.
You know, it's a topic for another day.
Pizza? Do you have pizza in your basement?
No, the pizza's on the first floor. Okay. You're a sick man. You're a very, very sick man. You need therapy, and I've told you this for years.
I do. But it's too expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Narcissistic bastard. Just remember those words, because come to the future, you will realize.
Back to the future? Back to the future?
Come to the future.
Come to the future?
Oh, anyway.
Yeah.
We're off topic.
Okay.
Let's get back on somewhere.
Let's get back on somewhere?
Yeah.
All right. You were talking about VHS. People don't know what those are. They don't know
Video cassette recorder. Is that what that means?
Video home system, yes.
Yeah,
VHS.
Well, so that comes out. It takes away from the drive-in movie. Then the DVDs and the big flat screens come out. It starts, as well as you know, because you've managed several movie theaters. It's killed movie
Kill the
theaters.
Movie industry, yeah, absolutely.
I mean, it's not long before they're going to just have to hang it up, because it's just, we're getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and the prices are going down and down and down.
And then you don't have someone crackling their food and throwing thing and kicking your seat and on in the back of a theater. It's, yeah. And
not to mention all the things you saw in your theaters that went on in the back of the theater.
We're going to have a whole other show on that, yeah. And they didn't care either. They didn't care.
Warning, people, be careful what you're sitting in.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Did we do the disclaimer yet?
I don't know if I don't know. Well, if not, the disclaimer is, yeah, we did. I think we did. Yeah, but caution, listener discretion is advised. Adult language and adult situation.
Oh, come on now. That ain't even bullshit. That's horse shit.
Yeah. Oh, and that era is going to die too, because DVDs, Blu-rays, and it's all digital now.
Yes.
Digital downloads. It's all everything. But that's a topic, a whole large topic for another show. I'm going to move into crime, true or false. All right, you ready?
This is the test?
This is a test.
Okay.
I'm going to give you a headline
Okay.
of a crime.
Okay.
You're going to tell me whether it's true or false. Is it real, or did I make up this topic? All right. Number 1. Argument between grandmas ends in a shootout at a Texas Walmart. True or false?
Well, I've seen a lot of weird stuff happen in Walmarts, but that's going a little over the top.
Over the top?
I'm going to have to say false on that one.
False. You are wrong. That is true. A child custody swap between two grandmothers led to a shootout outside of a Dallas Walmart that left one woman wounded, authorities said. The two women met to transfer custody of their mutual grandchild around 5:30 p.m. on Sunday. An ensuing argument turned violent. Dallas police said Janice Brown, 53, allegedly pulled out a gun and shot Carla Hawkins, 55, in her neck, leaving her with injuries that were not life-threatening. So that's pretty good to begin with, to get shot in the neck and not life-threatening. Must have just grazed her. An off-duty Fannin County officer responded to the scene. Brown allegedly shot at the officer, and he returned fire. No one was harmed during the exchange, police said. Brown was taken into custody and charged with aggravated assault on a public servant. So,
Gunfight at the OK checkout.
At the OK checkout,
Yeah,
yes.
lovely.
Well, the guns were purchased there at Walmart, probably, because in Texas, everyone owns a gun. All right, next one. Rebel without a clause, accused of transporting 71 pounds of gift-wrapped pot. Now, I know you know this one's true.
That is definitely true.
Yes.
Because we all know if you want to get caught by the law, you make sure to gift wrap your stuff.
Wrap it up and put a nice big bow on it.
Exactly.
Yes.
And you are guilty as charged.
A California man's SUV was stuffed with gift-wrapped packages, but he didn't look like Santa to Ohio state troopers. They tore through presents and found what they said was $330,000 worth of marijuana. Daniel Yates, 31, of Eureka, California, was taken to Wood County Jail in Ohio on charges of possession and trafficking in drugs, second-degree felonies, according to Ohio Patrol. If convicted, he faces a maximum of 16 years in prison and up to $30,000 in fines, which I'm sure he can pay from selling his marijuana.
Question.
Yes.
If they had opened those gifts and didn't find the pot,
They'd have to rewrap them.
Would they? On the side of the
I would think they would. Yeah,
I would
that would
make,
be nice.
I would
make them.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yates was stopped in Wood County on November following a vehicle too closely report, police said. So, again, the criminals not doing what they're supposed to be doing and disobeying the laws, you get pulled over, and then look what happens. During a search of his Ford Expedition, a trooper saw 10 gift-wrapped boxes of what police say was criminal indicators of foul play.
How is that possible? Listen, pal, you're not wearing a red suit, and you've got Christmas
This
presents.
is not a sleigh.
This doesn't smell right.
Right, yeah. So, a drug-sniffing canine was brought to the scene. Police said the dog alerted the presence to drugs. Once the wrapping paper was torn off, the boxes were found to contain 71 pounds of marijuana, 360 THC pills, and something I have no idea what it is, a pound of hash wax oil. You know what that is?
I don't, but I know there's an expert out there by the nickname Bubba Booey.
Bubba Booey.
If Bubba Booey happens to hear this,
at Talk FOT.
and our Facebook page,
Facebook.com/Fountain of Thought.
and you can let us know, Bubba Booey, what that is.
Bubba Booey. All right.
Bubba Booey.
That sounds like something you put on your mustache, you know. Yeah. Okay, man accused of, I don't know why I'm making this sound like it's a wonderful thing, but man accused of dismembering and dissolving parents in acid over Thanksgiving holiday. True or false?
I'm going to have to say that sounds more like you got that off of Criminal Minds episode.
So you think it's false? Is
That's
that
false.
Now, you are incorrect. That is true. Yes, a 28-year-old Louisiana man has been charged in the grisly death of his parents, who authorities say were stabbed, mutilated, and then dissolved in homemade acid over Thanksgiving weekend. Joel Michael Guy Jr. of Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Why is it always three names? All these bad guys are
always
really
three
always
names.
three names. Yeah. He was arrested Tuesday evening and charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder for killing Joel Michael Guy Sr., 61, and Lisa Guy, 55, according to the Knox County Sheriff's Department. Police say the couple's bodies were discovered Monday, scattered in multiple rooms of their family home outside of Knoxville, Tennessee, after Lisa Guy's co-workers requested a welfare check. So apparently, both victims suffered vicious stab wounds and dismemberment, said the Sheriff's Department in a Facebook post. So now we just post everything on Facebook as usual, and it must be real. Why? Because it's
The internet.
on the internet, yes. In an attempt to destroy evidence, the suspect reportedly placed portions of his parents' remains in acid-based solutions. He spent Thanksgiving with his family, his 3 sisters, and he showed no indication that anything was amiss. However, after that, they believe he spent an entire day dismembering his parents and putting them in solution. He placed the bodies in a mixture of drain cleaner, hydrogen peroxide, bleach, sewer line cleaner, and other various chemicals.
He's lucky he didn't blow himself to hell.
I'm surprised he didn't. So, and there's
You mix bleach and drain cleaner, that's...
just the fumes
The fumes
alone.
alone would kill you.
Exactly. And this beautiful young person here has a picture, which we'll put on our Facebook page, facebook.com/Fountain of Thought. And now, does he look like a serial killer to you, or does he look like
absolutely
a...
not.
No.
He looks like a very handsome, upstanding American
Yes.
citizen
Yes.
that would never do anything wrong.
No, absolutely not. No,
Actually, he looks like somebody I went to high school with.
really? Maybe you here.
Scary.
Here, why don't you check? I'll give you the picture. You check on that. All right. So next one, true or false? Landlord allegedly caught on camera having sex in tenant's bedroom. True or false?
Oh, that's true, because that happens everywhere.
You would know, right? Yeah. Okay.
No,
How do you know what happens everywhere?
I've never had tenants, honestly.
You're just the landlord?
No, but I used to like to sneak into other people's hotel rooms.
Really?
Yeah.
I heard about that. Is that true?
Yeah, it was an 80s thing.
80s thing. Okay.
Yeah.
A married couple in Colorado Springs, Colorado, is in shock after a motion capture camera in their apartment filmed their landlord having sex on their bed without permission. To make matters worse, the lewd landlord allegedly used the woman's wedding dress as a towel to clean up after the raunchy romp.
The raunchy romp.
The raunchy romp.
Oh, my God.
Authorities said Carlos Quijada illegally entered a condo he rented out to Logan Pierce and Michaela DeGuilo in late November. Quijada apparently didn't know that the couple had set up 4 cameras, a Nest security system, to watch their home. And when they weren't there, The motion detectors went off, and they filmed Quijada having graphic sex with another man. So, the Pierce checked his cameras. He was appalled at what he saw. He called his wife, and he could not believe his disbelief. And he said, "Honey, I think we have to move."
You think?
And that's quote unquote. "Honey, I think we have to move." Then he called the police. So he called his wife first and said, "Hey, honey, you know what? There's some guy, making a mess of your wedding dress." And then he decided to call the police. I would have done the police first and then called the wife. But hey, I guess once the deed was done, didn't much matter, did it?
Yeah,
So,
and probably 3 months later, they'll sell the entire story to Jerry Springer.
yeah.
And it'll be a hit
So,
episode.
movie of the week on ABC. Lifetime. Lifetime. Yes, Lifetime. Yes.
They
So-
love those true stories.
Police took the alleged towel dress from the condo and they were using it as evidence against Quijada, who's facing an arrest warrant for criminal trespass and obscenity charges, according to ABC 7 News. Although the couple's lease states that the landlord has the right to enter the apartment, Lieutenant Howard Black of Colorado Springs Police said Quijada is accused of what he's accused of doing qualifies as felony trespassing. So you never know when you're not home what's going on in your apartment, and we're not talking about just the pets.
Unbelievable.
Yes. All right. Next one. True or false? Thief nabs $1.6 million bucket of gold left on the back of a truck.
That was true, and applaud him, because who leaves a bucket of gold on the back of an unattended truck?
Was there a rainbow in the mix? That was an awful accent. I know, it was terrible. Yeah. New York City police are on the hunt for a quick-thinking thief who stole a bucket of gold flakes. I don't know what they were doing there to begin with, but a bucket of gold flakes, not cornflakes, gold flakes, worth nearly $1.6 million.
Goldfinger.
The man walked up to the unattended vehicle, good going there, who was ever guarding the vehicle, which was parked in Manhattan, and snatched the 5-gallon aluminum pail from the back of the truck. The man's next seen hobbling away with a heavy black bucket, which police said in a statement weighed 86 pounds. At one point, he takes a break and rests the loot on the ground before he can carry it further because it weighs so much. It was just an opportunist crime, said New York PD's Major Case Squad, as they told the New York Daily News. As I would say, this leprechaun grabbed a pot of gold. Police believe the suspect is currently in or around Orlando, Florida. Authorities told NBC New York News. The police described the man as Hispanic, 5 foot, 6 foot tall, weighing 150 pounds, between the ages of 50 and 60. That's a little tall for a leprechaun, isn't it? 5? Yeah, they're usually like, 3-4 feet tall?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you see anyone in Florida, with some gold flakes.
Well, the thing is, how do you turn that in? You go to your local jewelry store, I got a bucket of gold flakes.
You got a bucket of...
That's not going to red flag somebody right there to say, well...
I'm sure you can go on the internet and find something to melt down that gold and sell it.
The
I'm
internet.
sure the internet is the root of all evil, is it
Yeah.
not? Yes.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay.
Or maybe a future episode of MacGyver will show you what to do.
Have you seen the new MacGyver?
No,
it's
not-
awful.
I can't. I'm a big Richard Dean Anderson fan.
Oh, I love Richard Dean Anderson. Stargate, absolutely loved it. But I've watched the new MacGyver, and I don't know. It's just it's too far fetched. There's another show. Have you ever seen Scorpion?
Nope, never watched that
No.
one either.
There's another one, and it's about a think tank, a bunch of brainiacs. They're not socially well off, but they're geniuses. And both of those shows, I don't know. It's not like the old days when they used to make good television. It's not. Now, trust me, there are some good TV that's on now, but those shows are not. So, yeah, no for the MacGyver if you're out there and you want to watch MacGyver. In my opinion, anyways, it is a no. All right, last one. Not really a crime, but has to do with crimes. True or false? Ohio is about to outlaw bestiality. True or false?
That's true.
That's true. You are correct. That is true. Things are looking up for animals in Ohio. The state is close to outlawing bestiality thanks in part to a national campaign by animal rights advocates. Believe it or not, there are 9 states in the United States where no laws exist banning sex with animals. But the Ohio legislature has now passed a law prohibiting sex abuse of animals and selling animals for sex. Well, again, is that something on the internet? Can you just Google that and buy an animal for sex?
Of course, it's the internet.
It's the internet. I know you could watch it. I didn't know you could buy it, apparently. You use Bitcoin for that? Or
Probably go right through PayPal.
right through PayPal. Okay.
They'll just call it pizza.
Yeah, they'll just call it So they're saying this is a great victory for animals in Ohio, and they're saying they're going to crack down on animal sex rings. Again, I didn't know that was a thing. I didn't know that there were animal sex rings going on out there. Some people train animals to have sex, said Lassiter, who is in charge of the Humane Society of the United States. It's a very, very seedy world, he told. Last-minute GOP maneuvers almost torpedoed the Ohio bill because of all the crap they put in it, but they believe this bill is going to pass, and they are going to squash this before it becomes an epidemic in our city. I didn't know that having sex with animals was anywhere near an epidemic level.
Don't worry. These sick people that are out there doing this stuff, they'll just move on to necrophilia or something worse.
Probably. I don't know. I'm not going to go there today.
Not today.
All right. So if you want to watch us, you can't because we don't have video yet. That's going to come in the future, hopefully. But right now, you can get in contact with us at Twitter. It's TalkFOT. Or on Facebook, it's going to be facebook.com/Fountain of Thought. And we will be right back after this commercial. There are times when cost may be an important factor in making a decision. Erickson Memorials understands this and works with families to guide your needs. They are compassionate and flexible in meeting your needs, as well as committed to presenting you with the information needed to make informed decisions with alternatives for your consideration, all within an atmosphere of personalized attention and superior service. Erickson Memorials recognizes gravestones are handmade tributes to the life of a loved one. A memorial can tell a person's life story through the words carved in it, the pictures or artwork etched on it, or through the form it takes. Let Erickson Memorials help you preserve the story of a lifetime in stone, so you and your family can reflect on a life well lived for generations to come. Erickson Memorialize specialize in markers and headstones for your loved one with many memorial types, grades of granite, granite colors, epitaphs, or customized etchings and portraits. When you only get one chance to get it right, Erickson Memorials is there to help. Call them today at 413-967-0331. That's Erickson Memorials, 413-967-0331. Sometimes the best way to heal is to remember. All right, welcome back, everyone. Glad you could join us. It's Fountain of Thought. Facebook.com/Fountain of Thought or at Twitter, Talk FOT. All right, Sonny, so I know you've been out there doing some Christmas shopping, and I know that you like to procrastinate and wait to the last minute. So you've just recently gone out and done that Christmas shopping.
That is totally untrue.
That is totally untrue?
I start Christmas shopping in January.
In January?
I have a big box in my house, and I just buy things as I see them and throw them in the box and sort through it in December.
And forget they're there? Or?
Sometimes.
Sometimes, yeah. So I understand you have some great gift ideas that you've been looking at while you've been out there perusing the shelves of Walmart.
Well, we were just talking about earlier, but you think you've seen the dumbest thing, and something else just jumps in front of you, and you go, "Really?" I'm looking through the kids' toys.
Children's toys.
Yeah,
kids
children's
toys.
Okay. I don't have kids of my own, but I do have relatives.
Thank God.
You can say that again. Not that there's anything wrong with kids. It's just probably something wrong with
you,
with me. I don't think I have the temper for it. Anyway, I'm looking through these different kids and different ideas, and all of a sudden I come across two wonderful gifts that you can buy your children. One is for a 5-year-old and up, and the other is for a 3-year-old.
So educational toys.
Oh, apparently. Yeah, the first product is called Booger Balls.
Booger Balls.
Slimy, gross outdoor play.
What happens if you drop your booger balls in the dirt?
And I'm serious. Booger Balls. Slimy, gross outdoor play. Pick a booger battle. It's Snot a water balloon.
Snot a water balloon.
Shake your boogers.
Shake. Shake, shake.
Make a booger bath.
A booger bath.
Boogers magically form. Basically, we've got a toy here that we're going to give to 5-year-olds and say, here, there's nothing wrong with playing with your snots. So next thing, everybody will be picking their nose.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
I think your cake is ready.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If that wasn't bad enough.
Well, it gets better than booger balls?
Oh, better than booger balls.
Booger balls.
If you get bored playing with snot, you can always go south and go with Poo-Dough.
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 I like the title. Poo-Dough.
Poo-Dough. Make your own.
As in P-O-O-D-O-U-H?
Yes.
G-D-O-U-G-H. I see I can't even spell, but...
Make your own poo.
Make your own poo.
Like the real thing. Smells much better. Poo-Dough. If you have to play with poo, we recommend you play with ours.
No, sir. Really? Is that what it says?
Yeah.
Who makes that? Not Mattel, right? Milton Bradley. Who makes that?
Just mold and fold to your preference.
Mold and fold.
It's made by Prankstar.
Prankstar. So it's...
At least they don't take them so seriously.
It's a gag gift, but it's in the children's section, though, right? What are the ages on that one?
This one is 3 and up.
3 and up.
In case you're still in diapers, you just reach in and have a whole handful of fun.
Okay.
I mean, really, people. I mean, is that what we become from society? That we don't know what to buy our kids. So here, let's teach you how to play with your snots and your shit.
I don't know what to say for that. I just don't know.
And then you get all this political correctness. Everything's got to be politically correct. Everything's got to be acceptable. So I go to the clothing aisle looking for a couple of my usual Christmas T-shirts, and I find this shirt. I'm not Santa, but you can sit in my lap anyway.
I don't want to sit on your lap. But...
Tell me, that doesn't scream, hi, I'm a pedophilist?
But is there pizza in there?
No, pizza's on the first floor. You know, and it's funny, that thing you were talking about, the words that, all of a sudden mean other things.
Yes.
I wanted to comment that earlier. It's like people who drive by a McDonald's sign and they see fish sandwich, BOGO. And you get that, what's a BOGO?
What's a BOGO?
Yeah. Or Tom Brady, the GOAT.
The GOAT.
It's,
I don't know. It's again, the stupidity of America. They're dumbing down America.
Yeah.
It's just
unbelievable. I truly feel bad for people who are coming into America that want to learn our language and find out that every word we have means 8 different things.
Oh, English is the worst language there is. It's incredible. I mean, even words that are spelled the same, you can have a different pronunciation to mean something completely different. It's a terrible language to learn. I'm glad I know English because I don't think I could learn English. So
I got to be honest with you. This is my first time teaching.
Lie to me.
This is my first time teaching this class, so I'm going to ask a few questions of you, and maybe some of you speak a little English. Oh, yes, sir, you speak a little English.
Si.
Son of Beach, sheet.
What movie?
Stripes, starring Bill Murray and the late Harold Ramis.
Oh, he was a genius, wasn't he?
Oh, he was awesome.
A genius, absolute genius. So if you don't like those Christmas presents that you get, these unwanted gifts, or that ugly sweater, that horrible tie, you know what you can do now?
Enlighten me.
You can take it on, apparently it's only on December 26th, but you can take it to Burger King. Any gift you get that you don't like, you can take it to Burger King. In exchange for that gift, they'll give you a free Whopper.
So I bring my booger balls and my Poo-Dough down, and I can get 2 big Whoppers.
There you go. You can get 2 Whoppers. Yeah. I don't know. You might have to pay extra for the cheese, but there's no pizza there. Just the Whoppers.
Just the Whoppers.
Yeah, and all of the gifts that they receive are going to get donated. And I thought that was an interesting idea.
Do you remember when they had the hot dog over at Burger King?
Yeah, I actually tried it.
How would you call yourself Burger King and serve hot dogs? I mean, that doesn't even make any sense.
Well, they have fish and chicken, but salad and all kinds of other things.
But the hot dog is the opposite.
It's the opposite. You're right. Yes. Yeah. It wasn't that good either. I didn't like it. It just
they say it's all lips and assholes.
Yeah, it didn't taste right to me. So, so before we sign off for this episode, I want to thank everyone for listening in, and I understand that you have a pet peeve of the episode you would like to share with us today.
Yeah, I was watching football this weekend, and I started to think and wonder.
The pain.
Who's that?
The pain.
Dr. Zachary Smith,
yes.
The stowaway of the Jupiter 2.
Go ahead.
Oh, God, I'm a geek.
You bubble-headed booby.
Bubble-headed booby. And I started thinking, this isn't right. Why are there 2 New York football teams. 2 New York football teams. Now, New
You're
York City's
referring-
got all the money.
The
all
Jets
this
and
money.
the Giants.
The Jets and the Giants, okay? Both share the same stadium. Both share the same stadium. It's in New Jersey. Now, I'm sitting there saying, shouldn't that be, first of all, they should be the New Jersey Jets and the New Jersey Giants. And secondly, why is that fair? Because now that interferes with the entire schedule making of the NFL, because in order for the Giants to be home, the Jets have to be away.
That is
so
true.
they have to get their schedule tailor-made first before they can figure out how to fit everything in around it. So you look at all these cities that are begging for franchises, but yet New York is allowed to have 2 teams playing out of the same stadium that's not even in their state.
Because it's New York. They're special.
I mean, yes, granted, if the Patriots had moved to Hartford, we still could be the New England Patriots.
Yeah, because it's New England. It represents all of states. Yes.
Right. But you couldn't have the team in Hartford, Connecticut, and call it the Boston Patriots.
Correct.
It's not right. It's a pet peeve. Just wanted to throw it out there in case Roger Goodell, the that wonderful human being that he is listening. That maybe he could look into something like that and less time on unimportant things like how the balls feel. Get your mind off the texture of the balls and deal with some of these other issues that I think would improve the game.
I agree with you.
And get rid of the Pro Bowl.
Roger Goodell is an ass wipe.
Yeah.
So, anyway.
There's 2 words.
There's 2 words.
Pro
Ass
Bowl.
and wipe.
Pro Bowl, too.
Pro Bowl.
Get rid of that.
Pro Bowl. Doesn't mean anything. Who cares? And now the All-Star game doesn't mean anything either, so who cares?
So, exactly. If you want to do some extra games, how about you got the Super Bowl? Let's do the Chump Bowl. Take the 2 worst teams and let them battle it out to see who gets the first-round draft pick.
In pouring rain. Has to be in pouring rain.
On grass with mud.
Do you remember that game a few years ago? It was raining so bad that it looked like Niagara Falls coming off of all the stadiums. It was just pouring.
Kansas City and New England.
Was that who it was? Yeah. Oh, my God. It was one of the best games ever.
And they had to take a pause because it started to lighten, which, in fact, is a fact. That's the only thing that will stop a football game.
Yeah,
you
lightning,
can play
right.
in any weather,
Yeah.
but lightning, obviously, is dangerous. But I don't know. You listen to this crap and all the things that they're working on, and you say, well, some of the basic things that need to be they don't do anything about it.
I don't. How does Roger Goodell still have a job? That's what I don't understand, because all the team owners get together and they're the ones who hire him. Correct?
I don't know how that works.
No, we'll have to investigate that for a future episode. But I don't understand how that man still has a job. I don't get it.
But you're sitting there. You look at St. Louis just lost the team again. The Rams are back to Los Angeles, so now they're sitting there teamless. But yet New York's going to have 2 teams playing out of the same stadium
in Jersey.
In Jersey, and that's just. I'm sorry, that's just not right. I just don't get it. But that's my pet peeve of the day.
Sonny Rain's pet peeve of the day.
Enjoy the rest of the football season, all you non-Patriots fans. Sorry.
All right, so we're going to have
In Bill We Trust.
In Bill We Trust.
And, hey, Merry Christmas to everybody.
Yes, absolutely.
To
Merry
you and your
Christmas
families.
to everyone. Future episodes, like I said, the @TalkFOT for Twitter. It's going to become more important. But we're going to have a segment called Questions from My Sack. And the listeners will be asked to send in questions. It can be any question you like. Doesn't matter what it is. Any question whatsoever.
And don't be alarmed. He'll put it in his own sack.
Yes, I will put it in my own sack, and I will reach into my own sack and pull out 1 or 2 questions every show, and it could be anything you like. Why are crayons made out of wax? Or why is Sonny Rain going gray? I don't know. It could be any question you like.
Or how about who's fatter, Dennis or Sonny?
Yes. And again, just by sound of our voices only. No cheating, please. Do not. No Googling us.
Does this voice make me sound fat?
No, but your body does. Your double chin does. So yeah, upcoming is going to be that questions from the sack, and we're looking forward to hearing that. Also, let us know what you thought about this show. Hopefully you liked it and you're not too tough on us. But like I said, anything and everything for a fountain of thought. Speaking of that, any final thoughts?
Final thoughts. Not a one.
No, not a one.
Not a one.
That's good.
I think we covered it.
We covered it? Okay, all right. So once again, we want to thank everyone for listening. Happy Merry Christmas to all. And to all, a good night.
That was easy.
Until next time, everyone, May tomorrow be a perfect day, and may you find love and laughter along the way.